Mm-hmm. No, module. Yeah. Over here. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Monday Night Live. Sorry for the delay. In my part of the universe, we were on holiday today for Thanksgiving. Oh, hang on a second. I did the wrong thing here. Okay, I get it. Oh no, my account just told me that I was live. Okay, sorry, that was in the wrong account. Yeah, we're on holiday today for Thanksgiving. So I was just kind of lounging about and catching a few other streams and stuff. But I'm here now, so it's all good. Are you gonna come sit with us, or are you gonna go play? Or just gonna stand and stare? Okay, that's cool. All right, so we are going to start something else. Odari, happy Thanksgiving. Thank you so much. Yes, it was like I had a really good weekend with some family. I didn't see everybody, but saw quite a few people, which was great. Ate some delicious food. It was a little bit of a different kind of Thanksgiving for my family this year. We were celebrating birthdays and all kinds of things. So it was a little different from what we were used to, but it was still a lot of fun. And I managed to beat the traffic that was happening today. So that was really good. It's usually a little bit crazy around here, driving wise. Okay, so here we are getting started. Those of you who tuned in last week, we were almost done the dragon. He's not quite done yet. Let's go back. and take a look at where we were at. I just opened up my fresco and he was just sitting there staring at me. So it's looking really good. But I haven't been able to do much more work on him since last week. It's been a pretty busy week. But I didn't want to fight out all these details on the live again today. There's just a few like nitpicky things I'm going to work on this week. But this is where he's at. We're getting really close. But I'm going to finish that off and get him posted on Behance and Instagram in the next little while. And because we are well into October, I wanted to get started on the next illustration. Make sure the gram can see here. So we're going to work on this a little bit today. I had this idea for this illustration. We were starting from the beginning, basically. I did all my sketches in my sketchbook, doing over lives in Open Studio last week over at Hello Maker. And I just did some of the sketches and ideas. Let's see if I can pull them up here. You're going to see them in the photos here. It's exactly the same thing, but just kind of did some page sketches. Didn't worry about size or anything like that. Just kind of worried about getting the different items sorted out. They're just in pencil, so they're not very clear here. And then we're going to get this layout going. This is our next 2-month illustration. So I had gone through, oh, I see Adobe Live is here. Hello, Adobe Live. Thanks for tuning in today. All the thumbs up going up. That's amazing. Thank you so much. So we're going to work on this a little bit today. I was watching the TV or something like that, and I had the thought that that warning just converted this into pixels, so I can just erase some of this out of here so I can more easily adjust for a layout. So I saw like a turtle, like I could have been watching Survivor, just like an ad or something like that, and there's sea turtles, but I thought that the turtle shell really would have give me great opportunities with this kind of stained glass effect. So I really wanted to definitely do a turtle. But then, as I was pondering that, I thought just a turtle on his own might not be enough. Like I thought I could do a turtle with some kind of nature around it of some sort. I also thought I could do some different critters. Because initially, my next illustration was going to be a jellyfish. And because I think just like an octopus, these guys have so much design, like really cool design potential. I've never drawn a jellyfish before, so I was really happy to see that they had some of these shapes and things. Hello, Alessandra. Thanks for tuning in as well. I appreciate that. I hope the end of Melissa's live was really good. A bunch of us were over on Melissa Showers is live, and it was looking amazing. So a few people stayed to finish that up, which is totally great. Let's finish this up. So I think that there's a lot of really great design potential with the jellyfish. And I was happy to see that they have kind of these like little flowy shapes here, which I can really kind of lean into. I can also there's like some Zentangle potential here, which is really fun. So I'm sure I'll be drawing more jellyfish in the future. All I'm doing right now here is just getting some of this outside stuff done, not being too fancy just yet. I just want to work with these different shapes to get a layout, and then we'll start doing some line art for the final here. So we have ourselves, and now before someone comes for me, I didn't do the research, and it occurred to me when I was in the middle of the illustration, but I didn't come back to it. It didn't occur to me to research whether these lionfish, jellyfish, and sea turtles kind of exist in the same space. So that's my fault. I didn't do that research, but we're not going for realism here. Hey, bud. Come sit. No, come sit and watch the live. Come on, hang out with the people. We'll say hello. Mojo says hello. He's been on vacation as well, so he's kind of a cranky guy. He doesn't like to be out of his routine. So he did great, though. He did great. So we're just going to hang out today. He's been sleeping all day, so now he gets his chance to start yelling at the neighbors and stuff. Alrighty. Okay, so as I mentioned, I sketched all these illustrations, these little sketches last week. And all I want to do right now is just kind of get them laid out. I didn't worry about size or scaling or anything like that when it was being built. It was just all working on just kind of getting the right kind of orientation was really all I needed. Your coloring right now, amazing. I still have some coloring books left in my shop if you run out of things to color. We had, they've been pretty popular this year. I do love me some coloring. I had to color with one of my friend's daughters as well, which was a lot of fun this weekend. They're so fun. I have lots of little humans that are at really good coloring age, so it's fun. Okay, now I think I want this guy to, can I move this now? No, I can't do this now. Okay. I don't want it to be very big. I want the turtle to be the biggest, so I chose these ones. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, you're busy with those. You only have 4 left. Keep going. Alessandra's working on these zines. I forget how to pronounce it. I've heard it so many different ways. It's like GIF. But she's working on these projects. She's done 16 out of 20, it sounds like, and she's killing it. She's almost done. Okay, so yeah, so I chose these ones for just because of their design potential. I thought the turtle would really lend to really good opportunities with the shell, so I don't want to get it too hidden here with this the lionfish here. And then the potential with the I liked the idea of doing a jellyfish with a stained glass because it was kind of like a flowy kind of entity when it has, but it's going to be in such a rigid kind of style with the stained glass and everything. I don't know how to pronounce it either. I have an accent, so I think I can make a different way to say it. Hey, that's perfect. We know what you're talking about, so that's the important part. That's all good. Oh, I love these animals. Thank you. I think there's a lot of really cool potential here. Like when I was at school at Sheridan, we had I took a scientific illustration course, and that course had me, we're going to do some overlapping here. I think because Finn's going to come up over top and stuff like that, but we can deal with that when we get to it. When we get to the line art, I think. I just want to get this kind of layout done here first. But we did this scientific illustration, and like our one project was, I can't remember if it was, I think we just had to kind of do like an ecosystem kind of scenario and then draw some illustrations about that. And mine was interactive. I can't remember if it had to be or not. I forget the purpose of it. It didn't have to be underwater though. But I had, but I did like an underwater theme, and I had a lionfish in here, and it just, like, again, so much great design potential just with all the lines that they have and everything. So much fun. Okay, and then we want to move, no, not that one, Goose. Oh, I know what happened. This, and then we want to, oh yeah, I don't have to exit out. That's great. This. Fantastic pencil work. Thank you so much. Yeah, these ones came together really nicely. Again, I used a lot of Pinterest for reference. But made sure to use, again, lots of it so that I wasn't, thieving too many ideas. But I do love working with sketchbooks, so I'm very behind on all my Inktober everything. Last week was very crazy, but I'm hoping to get caught up again. So this is my little traditional sketching fix before we got things too deep, which is great. I think I'm going to move that down just a little more. I just want to make sure that this is kind of right, air quotes, just so that I can get that line art solidified nicely, because they're each going to have their own little circle. Okay, so if we do this, we do this. Our main one's usually a 3, right? So I'm just thinking about, oof, that's a yucky circle. It's not even a close attempt. Let's try that again. If I do something like this, like this, like this, I can always kind of add these in later, but I just want to kind of have a good idea because this is how like it worked in my head. I wanted it to be kind of like bubbles almost. Because we may have one, maybe instead of around the turtle, we can have one like here. I just wanted to make sure I was building enough room for those. Okay. All right, so we will turn that off for now. There's no way I 3-point all of these. That seems crazy to me. Okay, we'll turn this off for now because I think that's a good starting point for that. And then we are going to, can I lighten all of these up? Yes, I can. Oh, I might not want to though. Okay, I'm just gonna bring them like down a little bit more here. Okay. Stop selecting this, and then we're going to put a new layer on, just normal layer. We're going to get this vector art done. I did a 3-point, but that seems like a lot absurd for this size. 6 maybe? I could have sworn I did the other ones at a 3, but okay, come on you. It seems way too thin. Okay, so we'll do a 6. So this is just a new layer. We're going to do vector line art over top of these sketch pieces, and then that'll be kind of our base for all the color. We will not get to color today, I don't think, but we'll see. We'll see where we go. It'll definitely be mostly line art today, I think. Okay. So it's been a busy week, just kind of prepping for travel and things. Work's been a little bit busy, all that kind of stuff. But for those of you who have been watching, Adobe Max Virtual starts tomorrow. So I'll be on Do Not Disturb for pretty much the whole week. I'm very excited to participate in that. Watch as many of the creative talks as I can because it's kind of like my creative juices for the year. Oh, where am I going for travel? Oh, I just came back actually. Last week was busy. I was traveling to go see my family because we had just had Thanksgiving here in Canada. So I went to go see my family and saw some friends and saw a really good concert, which was great. Ate some really good food, which was great. All kinds of fun things. But I just got back and getting ready for the real world. Thanksgiving is today, yes. Yeah. Most people will have already done their dinners. Ours was a little bit of a weird Thanksgiving this year. We had some birthdays and some people traveling in and out. So we didn't really officially do turkey dinner, although my mom is awesome and cooked turkey dinner. So I got to have leftovers tonight, which is amazing. I'm going to have some pumpkin pie after this live. It's going to be amazing. But a lot of people travel today, so it's very busy time, usually on the highway. So, but today is, yes, the actual Thanksgiving day. So it's exciting. It's a good time of year. It was like, unfortunately, like freezing and like super rainy where my parents are, unfortunately. But it's also fall weather, so I can't really complain. I do love fall weather. So then this week I'm going to be doing all of as much Adobe Max as I can. Taking in all the new fresco things, all the new anything things, absorbing it all the creative talks I can get my hands on. I'm going to be doing all of that. So just attending virtually this year, not in person, but maybe one day. Hey RB, thanks for tuning in. And everybody from Melissa's just shifted over to here. Appreciate you guys hanging out still. That's amazing. So yeah, I'm going to take some of those times while I'm watching some of those videos to get caught up on some Inktober and all that other kind of stuff, because I like to to draw while I'm listening, especially the creative talks. So I'll be catching up on some things doing that. So yeah, that'll be a big part of my week. So I'll have all these like creative, inspirational things for next week. Woohoo! That is a very large eraser. Okay. I'm also going to take that opportunity to wrap up the dragon as well. Not quite finished yet, but will be hopefully this week. The shop's been going really well. Getting lots of feedback and everything. If anybody is interested in a shirt or a hoodie, I'm taking them down this upcoming Sunday because I need time to have them printed ahead of the holidays. So if that interests you, please hop over to the shop. I appreciate you checking it out. I'm also going to be getting the coloring books printed as well. So feel free to dive in on those if you're interested as well. Okay, so these top fins I didn't really flesh out because I didn't know where I was going to put them on the illustration yet in the sketch. So let's get these ones that I did flesh out outlined first and then see how much we need to cover. Because I also don't want it to take over the turtle either, but I also don't want the fish to be kind of lost either. I want people to know what it is. So yeah. So a few reasons for these choices of critters. As I mentioned, I kind of liked the potential of a jellyfish. It was originally going to just be a jellyfish. And then, because I've always liked the design opportunity that they present, kind of just like an octopus does. Really great design potential, just kind of all those flowing pieces and stuff. So I imagine I'll be Zentangling a jellyfish at some point as well, because there's a lot of opportunity for that. I also thought that the stained glass effect would really complement a sea turtle's shell nicely. So I went with that as well. And then because good things come in threes, I thought I'd add a third one. And I've drawn one in the past, but I really appreciate the kind of design element that is presented by the lionfish here as well. Lots of tiny little bits. They're something that requires a little bit of patience for sure, but totally worth it. And I think we might be taking a kind of different approach to the stained glass lining this time, just because we have all these kind of stripes, like all these squiggly lines throughout the body. If you've never seen a lionfish before, they have kind of these colored stripes. So there's like orangey ones on like a white body. So I think that there's a lot of opportunity for like those to be the stained glass lines as opposed to kind of the broken down ones that I've done in the past. Same with the jellyfish and same with the sea turtle shell. So we may be taking a little bit of a different approach there, but I'm going to make that decision when I see how this main outline comes out first. Oh, that's not what I wanted you to do, silly. So only reference from Pinterest here. Lots of different references for these kinds of critters, which is great. Not missing out on any opportunities at all. So it helped me get a fish in close to the right orientation that I wanted. Despite all the reference, there's very rarely a turtle or a fish or anything in the orientation that I'm looking for. Like, there's no turtles swimming away from you. Almost none. Almost all the reference is a turtle swimming towards you or like tucked into its shell or something. Again, something odd you would expect to see, but I was surprised to have a bit of a challenge finding that reference. Oh well, we're here now and it's all good. What is the matter with Mojo? What is the matter? What's the matter, Macho? Do you have something to say to the people? He wants to draw too. Alrighty, coming together. I like it. I'm not going to do all the little shapes yet. I just think I'm going to wait until, like all the little stripes and things, I'm going to wait until the outline is fleshed out for this as well, just to see what kind of decisions we're going to make with the stained glass effect. Come on, you. What's the matter? Why are we sad boy? Don't be sad boy. Sheesh Louise, cranky man. Okay, so if I do... Okay, what do we got? We'll save first. I think we're probably safe to do these. I just don't know how the turtle shell will interact underneath, but I guess if I do them on separate layers, I can always mask some stuff out later. Might as well go while I'm kind of on a bit of a roll here. There's a lot more dimension to these spikes, I guess, than kind of I first thought. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that effect laid out here or not. Okay, let's careful, getting a little wobbly here. So is anybody else planning to attend any of like the virtual Adobe Max stuff this year? Looks like there's a lot of like fresco updates, which is what we're working in, by the way. I don't know if I've mentioned that or not. We're in fresco today. Just kind of working on a vector layer right now. Getting the bases down for this illustration where we're getting to some color next week. As far as Max goes, I'm really excited to I really get a lot out of the creativity talks. So anything that people where they talk about their process or how they use a certain software, even if it's not something that I do, like photographers and things, I still get a lot out of kind of like understanding how they think and how they talk. Did they include chisel and hammer for new fresco? Maybe they did. They're coming up with some crazy things lately. You never know. You never know, RB. Yeah, I'm eager to see the new launches. I'm eager to see new tools and stuff. Like they even like I'm always even still shocked how they kind of come up with new tools for like hugely ancient software, like ancient software, but like ones that have been in for so long, like Photoshop and Illustrator. They even come up with some really cool stuff in there, which is so great to see. Things aren't going to get stale, which is fantastic. So I'm excited to see, because Fresco's so new, there's so much more that they can do with it. So I'm very excited to see what they have out. I know there's more on Adobe Express, lots of different things there, but I also just like I said, like to hear from other people and their creative process and what they like to do. Okay, I'm going to turn off the lionfish and his line art for now, because I want to put this full turtle in, because I think this fin here at the bottom is going to overlap our lionfish. I want that effect. Photoshop and AI and Illustrator can improve a lot more if they want to pay attention to it. Not just adding AI, yeah. Gradient tools in fresco. Then they won't be able to stop any of us. I would love to see gradient tools in fresco. That would be amazing. There was one thing I was trying to do the other day. I can't remember what it was. I was like, oh, if they could do this in fresco, I'd be done. I can't recall now. Plenty of tools in either app is out of date, but it can be a lot better. That's true too. There's a lot of things that, yeah, people are just kind of used to. But then people hate change too, as I have found out at work. But yeah, new tools, new integrations, new ways of working, always very exciting to see. All right, let's get some line art on this turtle here. I've created a brand new layer here because, as I mentioned, I'm going to want to see some interaction kind of layering with these. I may have to maybe I have to kind of pull some of the jellyfish in as well to overlap the sea turtle, just to kind of make it consistent so it's not kind of left on its own. Yeah, I'm hoping to watch Adobe Max tomorrow, but I work full time. It's when I get a break. Yeah, definitely. Well, I luckily have a very awesome boss, and we have some training hours so we can watch Max. And then also, because the nature of my work at work, a lot of people will listen to music or anything, so I'm going to be listening to Max throughout the day, wherever I can. I have a couple meetings I have to go to, but we'll see. It's nice that they've kept the virtual option. I know that it's not quite as much, well, it doesn't seem to be quite as much as it was in the pandemic, obviously, because they obviously want people to come in to the event itself and participate in the labs and everything. But I do like getting a little bit of an aspect of the event virtually, because it's not realistic that everybody could attend in person. So it's nice that some of it at least is still offered. I have a couple of coworkers who are going in person. They're there now, and they're doing all the labs and things. So I'm going to pick their brain when they come back. Agreed, RB. Virtual Max is not as good as in the pandemic time. I think they had, well, because they couldn't offer any in-person things, everything was available. Everything's available, but I understand they want people to attend the event and everything. But like I said, I do love that there is access still, even if it's a little bit, because it fuels my creativity throughout the year to hear some of these creativity talks and get to know some new artists that are out in the universe, or even just hear from ones I've heard from already, and just to see where they are and how they're growing in these weird times. So I do appreciate them continuing to offer it a little bit, at least. What? Just sit still, buddy, okay? We're not done yet. A few more minutes, okay? Oh, dear. Attend a meeting with Can Muftic next week. Cool. Cool, man. Yeah, we've got... We'll see how it goes. I know it's not quite the same, but hopefully there'll be some good stuff that comes out of it at least. I know I definitely couldn't afford to go this year, so something's better than nothing. Cool. All right. So for those of you who are kind of newer to this process, hi Lucas, thanks for tuning in. This is just getting the line art started for another stained glass style illustration. We have the line art is really important to this process. For me, it's because once I get going into the color and everything, it's very difficult to change where a lot of like the main lines are. It's not impossible, but it makes it a bit of a challenge and can get it a little muddy. So I really always want to make sure that the line art is solid before I get going too deep into too much color. You can lay some color down, but once you get into shading and things, it gets really challenging to undo all that. We're doing good so far, Lucas. Thank you. How are you tonight? Excuse me. Sorry, it's so dry now. I like the fall, but things are getting dry. So yeah, I like to make sure, like if I laid down the color and I found out that something wasn't working, we could work some of the line art out still. But once we get into the shading of the little sections and everything, it gets a little bit more complicated to adjust it. So I really like to make sure that the line art, at least the bare bones, are nailed down before I get too much deeper into anything else. Almost on all the illustrations, I've added kind of more hierarchy lines, like kind of thicker lines at the end, just based on how the color comes through, but generally the basis is still there. Beautiful art. Thank you so much, Lucas. I'm very excited for this one to come out. I like that I chose these because they have really good design elements, but are also kind of like flowy and organic. So drawing them in like a stained glass style has a bit of a potential challenge, which I'm always down for. So we'll see how it goes. I think like the challenge was that I wanted to show the movement. Now I have the turtle here kind of going straight off to the side. I had this kind of vision of him kind of like turning around towards the viewer, but I don't really think turtles do that. I was gonna have like his like his head turned, but I think it's gonna look a little silly because obviously the shell doesn't turn. So I think what I was trying to go for isn't the angle, and the movement I was looking for isn't really how a turtle moves. So rather than break the poor guy, I thought I would just kind of go with a more natural turtle pose. But I think we're going to get enough movement here. This is under the sea, so it's flowing as it is. I love the turtle. Me too. I think if you haven't seen the style of art before that I've done with these stained glass pieces, you can take a look back in my Behance portfolio. But I think that the shell has a lot of potential for some awesomeness with this stained glass kind of painting style that I've been doing. So I really wanted to include him in here to see how I can kind of level up that style a bit with these geometric type shapes that you find in the shell, which are a lot more, like, I shouldn't be surprised, but they're a lot more kind of planned out than I thought they were. For some reason in my head I was picturing something like a, you know, like a dog's spots or something, how they were all kind of different. It's not really the case. Again, why I'm glad I checked my reference. It's one of those things that I just never really thought much about until I started to draw it, and they all have like a very, I assume species to species they're a little different, but it's a pretty rigid pattern. It's not just random, which, you know, shouldn't surprise me with Mother Nature, but it's something I hadn't thought about before. Doesn't matter. So this is another reason why I wanted to get kind of a head start with this. As you can see, we have a lot of little pieces that will need to be drawn. So I didn't want to fall too far behind fine-tuning the dragon. So I'll be doing both at the same time. Maybe I'll stream on Behance when I do some of the dragon final pieces, but it's just nitpicky little things, so I didn't think it would be very fun to watch over the live. Although the discoveries that we made last week with the different masks and glow effects, That was pretty fun. If you haven't watched that live, go back and check it out. I had a lot of fun figuring that one out. It was pretty great. Undo. Okay, let's try. No, leave them alone, please, bud. Those babies are out there every day. We're just gonna let him be. Right now. Sit. Don't bark and look at me. Yes, you're saving me. Good job. Stay there, bud. Leave them alone, please. Oh la la. Thanks for tuning in, Lucas. I'll see you soon. Literally every day these people do this. Come here, buddy. Let's go. Leave them alone. Over here. Lie down. Stay. Enough, buddy. Are you all afraid? Are you intimidated? Leave them alone, bud. Come on. Yeah, he's being nice, doggo. Yeah, he's yeah, Homeland Security. That's Mojo. No one's coming in. Oh, what is he barking at? The people in the hallway. They only walk there at this time every single day. 4 people just try to go to their house or see their friends, and he's getting in their way. He's just protecting us. But, yeah, slow on the uptake of, you know, the fact that those are the same people every single day. But, you know, they're not coming in, so that's okay. Normally don't let them carry on, but you guys didn't tune into live to have me shoosh Mojo. If I was that little, I'd need to want to stand up for myself too, so it's all fine. Let's try that line again. I'm not trying to rush through these lines or anything. I'm drawing them quick. But I feel like I feel really confident with the base pencil that I have here, so I don't, I'm not going to second guess it too much. Actually, maybe I won't fill in that space just now. We'll just leave those 2 lines off because I think there's some stained glass potential to leverage there. Okay, so we'll save this. And then we'll move to the jellyfish. So let's turn this off and we'll turn this off. And I'm going to just do another layer here and I can just see where the turtle cuts off. Okay, I don't want to just draw too many more lines than I have to here, so I'm going to turn that off and I'm going to cut us off about here, I think. Is that right? Okay, cool. Because I think we can have some of these like little tiny spindles or whatever they may be coming off of those kind of overlap the turtle a little bit. But I just don't want to bother with the minor details of this bottom part of the jellyfish if we're not going to be needing it. So at this point, everything can we can revisit a lot of this after, but I think we're okay. Like, I could add more, is what I'm looking at. But I think we'll be okay. Because once I'm done with the line art, we'll turn off the sketches and then just reevaluate and make sure that I still like the layout. And then go from there. So, that's why I have everything on its own layer for now. That's funny. Dogs love barking at other dogs. Yep, he likes to try. He's really tiny, so he does like to try and intimidate some of the very much larger dogs around here. He wants to go play with them, but he also doesn't. You know, we're still figuring ourselves out. Hello, RAI. Thanks for tuning in tonight. We're just getting some line art done for my next sketch, my next illustration for the year. This will be a 2-monther, so it'll get us to the end of November. Excuse me. Come here, bud. Leave that plant alone, bud. Good Lord. I do have an idea for the month of December, but I'm going to try not to let it blow out of proportion or get out of control. Although I haven't really been very good at that so far, so we'll see how it goes. I'm trying to keep the idea simple so that I don't overload myself for a 1-month illustration. But each one of these has been kind of escalating out of control. Like the dragon has a lot of detail, and this is going to have a lot of detail. So we'll see how I do. Okay. Okay, let's try this. Now I have no pressure sensitivity set on this right now, because I want solid lines. I don't want them to be varied. I want them to be an exact line. So that kind of little connection point I just did there would to continue a longer line. It's a little bit more of a challenge, but we can always erase some of them out and clarify them. And some of these lines I go over again anyway, so it's not that big of a deal, but yeah, that's why some of those blobbies are in there. Okay, so let's undo. Oh no. Okay, we'll undo that because I realized that I've put this line right in the illustration, so that seems silly to me. In case I want it out. Okay. Let's try again. We'll try like this so I can get more of a line. What is the matter for you? Just wait, buddy. You're okay. I've been sleeping all day. Now the 1 minute I'm hanging out with you guys, he's having a meltdown. Silly guy. Oops. So yeah, normally with my other brushes and things, I like to have a variety. Hello, Elizabeth. Thanks for tuning in. Happy Thanksgiving. I usually like to have a variety just to kind of give it that more hand-drawn look, but given that these are kind of solid lines between the stained glass pieces, I want them to be a very solid, uniform line. So let's do this, get rid of this. All right. You can see what I mean here with lots of really crazy Zentangle potential. I just don't know how I want to treat these just yet. So I think I probably won't put in all these tiny lines yet, because I may get that effect with some of the output. But I'll have my sketch here to remind me that that's how they're built. I never really thought about all these little like shapes that they had. Again, using your references. Using the references to see what it is. Like jellyfish, I would have said, had more of these like long tendrils that I was thinking, just kind of like long tentacles, but they have all these little shapes and stuff in it too, which is crazy. Not a technical term, of course. Should we draw some turkey for Thanksgiving, Odari? Go for it, guys. I'd love to see. Oh, the turkeys. They have some good design potential too, actually. Yes. Oh, I'm so excited. Yeah, you guys have some time to prep for your Thanksgiving. So I'm excited to see these turkeys, gentlemen. And ladies, whoever wants to participate. All right. Then live or baked. Oh dear. I think I wanted this one to be over top of this. Yes. Which means I wanted this. Can't leave that for a minute. Hey, bud. Leave them alone, bud. Huh? No problem, Promojo. No problem. Okay, a couple more lines and I'll let you guys get back to your day. Just a short and sweet one today. Getting some line art wrapped up. Done with a potion. I'm done with a potion now on a cemetery. Combine it with a fog on bones. Are these all the Spooktober clues, guys? Inktober? Other Tobers? Nice. Spooktober ones. Nice. Yep, I've fallen behind just because of last week's prep and things. I'm hoping to do a little bit of catch up this week and upcoming weekend so I can participate as well. All right, got a couple more of these squigglies done, and then oh, don't erase it. Wow, nice try. There we go. Oh dear, what a mess. Let's try again. One more. I also do like that some of the pressure's off for these critters as well. There's so many kind of moving parts. If I'm not 100% accurate in my drawing, I think it's okay. Pressure's off. Couple more. Mm-hmm. Okay. Here. Okay. My next step will have to be to kind of figure out the stained glass approach to this one. How we want to approach some of the lines, if we want to do it and break anything down like I have been already, or if we're going to go with a little bit more of an organic feel as well. So that's will be my next step, and then once I have that figured out, we can kind of do a bit of a hierarchy, set of lines, put in the circles that kind of go in behind it. I want them to kind of look like bubbles, so I'm going to be careful in their placement. That's all that kind of fun stuff I can figure out this week while I'm hanging around in the studio. And ideally, by next week, I will have line art for us to color, which is the funner part. Well, this is pretty fun, but it's the funnerest part. All right, let's see what we have. Let's save this first. And we'll turn this off, and we'll turn this on and this on. Oops, I didn't turn the right thing off. This one off. Can you see it, guys? Can you see it? Okay, so you still have lots of work to do, obviously. But now seeing them kind of overlaid together, I think a couple of these little jellyfish sections can successfully overlap the turtle without too much interference. And then we'll have the this area here overlap the lionfish, so that will just give us a little bit of dimension and a little bit of movement. They won't be too stale, just sitting there. And then I'm hoping to apply the circles. Actually, you can turn those back on and see if they sort of work still. These are just some rough sketches I did earlier to make them look like kind of bubbles as we build it up. But we'll turn this off for now, and we'll save this. So I'm going to continue working away on this week, get this done. I'm going to wrap up the dragon as well. Let's go over and see him while we're waiting here. See where we left off last week. Seeing the Kraken here. I wore my Kraken sweater up to Thanksgiving and got some wicked awesome feedback. So I'm going to look into see if I can get some of those, more of those made. I'm just obsessed with this view here right now. I like staring at it. Looks so good. I'm so excited about this. So yeah, so this guy has to be wrapped up as well. Just some final details and everything like that. So I'll be getting those worked on this week and hopefully posted as they're ready. And then any of you who are interested, I still have my shop up available. It's Hues. I'll put it in the chat here on Behance. Hues-tones. Oops. -tones. .square. .site. It's in all of the like almost, I think it's all my socials now. I've been working really hard to spread the word. I'm still figuring out this whole sharing of the shop thing, but there's stickers in there, there's buttons in there, some of these Hues and Tones pins. I am also selling Hues and Tones shirts this year, t-shirts and hoodies. Those are the only kind of hard deadline orders. Those have to come down next Sunday to be printed in time for the holidays. So if you would like one, please purchase them from the shop and I will make sure to get a hold of you. If you're ordering from the States and running into problems with the site, please message me. I'm working with a family member in the States and she's having some problems, but I don't know if it's her address or what's happening. So if you need some assistance, please let me know. But there's different things. The coloring books are up. All that kind of fun stuff is available right now on the site. So if you are interested at all, please feel free to check it out. I would appreciate you checking it out for me. And yeah, thanks for tuning in for the live tonight. I'm hoping to have a bit more of a chill week here, so I'm going to get a lot more done to send some, be ready for next week's live. And I'll remember to relearn English in time for the next one. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks Odari, RB, Alessandra, Lucas, everybody who's commenting here, everybody who's been sitting quietly on your computers. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me. And I'll be back here next Monday, same time, same channel. Have a great night, guys. Happy Thanksgiving.